Hello, so today we are going to do problems from weekly contest 317 that happened this week. So one of the problem is most popular video creator. So let's take a look. We have two arrays, creators and IDs. And then we have views as well. And each is of length n. And the ith video on the platform is created by the creator in position I, and has the ID in position I in ID's array, and has the views I in views array as well, right? And what we want to do is compute the highest popularity creator with the highest popularity, and return the ID of their most viewed video, right? And what does popularity mean? Popularity is just the sum of the number of views on all the creators' videos. So for a single creator, we want to sum all of their views across all of their videos, and the most popular one is the one with the highest views, right? We can have multiple creators that have the same number of views, and that number is the highest one. In that case, we want to return all of them. Okay, and then if we have multiple videos that have the highest view count, so let's say one creator has 3 videos that have each, let's say, 100 views, and that's the most views he got on a video, then we want to return the smallest ID one. So let's say one is called 1, 2, 3, for example. We want to return 1 because that's the smallest lexicographically, right? And so what's asked from us is to return a list, and that list contains, each element contains the creator and the ID of the highest popularity video, right? And if there are multiple, we want to return all of them. So let's take a look at this example. So we have Alice, and Alice has video 0 at position 0. Alice also has a video in position 2, so 3 here. And both have the same number of views, 5 and 5, right? Bob also has 10 here. So you can see the sum of views for Alice is 10, and the sum of views for Bob is 10, but Chris has only 4 views. So the highest ones are Alice and Bob because both have total views of 10. Now for Alice, which video should we return? Should we return 1 or 3? We should return the smallest one, so we return 1. So we return both Alice and Bob because they have the same popularity of videos. And then for Alice, we choose 1 because it's the smallest lexicographically. And then for Bob, we choose 2 because that's the only video he has, right? And that's the idea here. Okay, so let's see how we can solve this. So definitely we need a map. We need a map that contains, for each creator, the views and the IDs, right? So maybe you can have a map to track that. Let's call it videos. And then we need another one let's call it videos, right? And then we need another one for popularity, right? So that we can determine which one has the highest popularity. And now we need to traverse the creators array. So first we get Alice. And so first I equal to 0, right? So Alice, that's the creator is Alice, so that's our key. Now what videos does she have at position I? So at position I, it's video 1, right? And what are the views? It has 5 views, right? Now, if we take a look at, and then we have, what else? After that, we have Bob, right? So we add Bob because that's a new key. And Bob has 2, video 2, which has 10. And also we need to add, by the way, popularity. So here we have Alice. So far, the popularity is the sum of all the views. So far, the sum is just 5. Bob, so far, the sum is 10. And then we will get Alice again at position 2, right? So position 2, Alice has video 3, right? So we add 3. And then it has 5 views. And so here we update the popularity to 10. And now I'll just show you first the content of these maps, and then from there we will find our solution. And then after that we have Chris, right? Which has a video 4. And then the number of views is 4. So we want to add Chris here. Has 4, right? So you can see here with popularity, actually, it would be pretty easy. We just get the max, which is 10, and take all the creators that have the value, which is the max, and just find their videos, right? So, for example, Alice, it's 1 and 3. So we want to just pick the smallest one. So pick the min, pretty much, right? And so that's the idea. So here, after that, what we want to do is take the max of the popularity values. Okay, and then in videos, just for videos, basically where we have the creator and then we have the list of the videos they have. We want to pick the creator, right, that has the popularity equal to the max. So let's call this mx, right? So popularity, if the popularity of the creator is equal to max, then we want to add that creator to our result, right? Because the max here would be 10, right? And so when we do this loop, we'll find Alice and Bob. Okay, and now how do we construct our results to get the smallest video, but to get the the idea of the smallest video? That's what we want, right? So we have the creator, but from this list we want to extract the smallest ID, the video with the smallest ID. So that should be just by recording the views and their names, because we need the views to extract the highest one, and then we want the smallest ID, right? So to do that, what we need to record here is actually both the IDs and the views, but we want to record the ID with negative, because we want to get the max. We want to get the highest views video, right? So if we do -5, we can get the max. Or if we want, we can use just not negative, but then pick the max, right? And so here what we can do is from the list, basically in our result array, we just want to append. We know that the first thing is the creator. The second thing from the list, we just need the max, right? Using this as the key, right? And so, but the problem so what we want is in the result, we want definitely the creator itself, but we do have that here. But we also want the highest views and the smallest ID, right? So the lexicographic, the smallest ID. So one way to accomplish that is just to make this negative, so that we can take the min, right? And if we take the min, we will get both the smallest, right? This one, the smallest, would be actually the highest number, because -7 is smaller than -5, but 7 is the highest number, right? The only thing to note here is that we need to flip the order here, because the problem says we want the highest views video, and if they have the same equal, then we want the smallest lexicographical. So we want to flip the order here, because so that we can sort first in the min, we can get first the min by the views, right? So here this would be 1, and then a similar thing for this one. This would be -5, and then 3. Okay, and the same thing here. This would be 10 first, and this would be 4 first. Okay, and sorry, here it would be -1, -10, and then here it should be -4. And you can see already for Bob, if you had something else that has, let's say, -5, we will take -10 because it's the smallest, but we actually want the highest views, and that's the highest views because 10 is higher. At the same time, if we had -10 and then another -10 that is, let's say, A, then we will get A because that's the smallest. Okay, so that's the idea. So here what we will add to our result is first the creator here, and then the video IDs is just the minimum of the list, and that will get us the minimum, which is the highest views, and then after that sorted also by the smallest lexicographical ID. And what we want is actually the ID, so the ID is at position 1 here. So this is 0, position 1, so the ID is at position 1. Okay? So that's the idea behind this. And with this solution, for the example to the right here, we will get, with the example to the right here, we will get Alice, and then we'll get 1. So Alice is from here, and then we'll get 1, which is the smallest lexicographical one, and then for Bob we'll get 2. So that's the idea. Now, yeah, so this is pretty much it. Let's code this implementation and make sure it passes test cases. Okay, so let's implement what we said in the overview here. So we need our map of videos, right? So that we need to be a collection, right? Let me just make this a little bit bigger. So that would need to be a collections of default dict. So this is just that default empty list, so we don't have to initialize every time. And then we need popularity as well, which is also a collection, but we would need it to be int, because the values, as you see on the left here, are integers, right? So we would need to have something like this, and this would be int. And what we need next is just to go through them, right? So let's just have n, which is the length, and we need to go for I in range of n. We take videos for creators at position I, which we are going to append the both we want the number of views, and we said we want it negative here so that we get the highest one when we take min. And then we want the ID of the video, and as we said here, we want the ID to be the second one, so that only if the number of views is equal we will get the smallest ID. Okay, so we get the ID and the views, we add them, and then we need to also add to the popularity map here, so that would be doing creators at position I. And then we want to add just +1. We already initialize it to 0 if the value is not there, so we could just add every time +1. If we didn't have this default ict, we would have to check if the creator is in the popularity map, initialize it to 0, if not, add 1, and that's just cumbersome, and this allows us to do it without it. Okay, so now we want max views. We want to get the, as I said here, we want to get the highest popularity, right? So that we can find the creators that have that, in case there are multiple of them. So we want to get max of popularity values. So this would be the max of the sum of all the views. Sorry, this is actually the sum of all the views. It's not +1. It's the sum of all the views of this video, right? Because what we want popularity to be is the sum of the views of all videos of a creator, right? And so here we will get the highest the highest total number of views per creator, and now we can just, so we need our result array that will return at the end here, so that's what we return, and then we can do as what we saw in the overview here, right? We can do exactly this, so which is for creator and then list in the videos, and we need to get the items so that we can get them properly. And now we just need to check if the popularity of this creator is the max, is one of the max ones, the one that have the max views. Then we want to add them to our result. So first is the creator, and then the second thing we want, as we said, is the minimum, right? Minimum, because it will give us the minimum, the max number of views here. And then if they are equal, it will give us the min ID, right? So that would be min of the list, and what we want is the ID. So ID is actually at position 1 in the tuple here, so we just say 1, right? And that should be pretty much it. Except we need another bracket here, and that should be it. So let's try this. Okay, so that passes the example test case. Let's submit. And that passes here. In terms of time complexity, we are doing an oven loop here, right? And then another oven here as well. So overall, another one here, so oven plus oven, so overall it's oven time. Let's just write that here. So oven time. In terms of space, we are using these two maps that are at most oven as well. So, and then this list also that is at most oven, so oven time and oven space. Right. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for today's problem here. Please like and subscribe, and see you on the next one. Bye.